千里之行，始于足下。A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. Welcome to Tao Talks with Derek Lin, where we take a deep dive into the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. I would like to extend a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. I would like to invite you to center your thoughts and direct your attention to this moment in time, to the here and now, to be fully present and mindfully aware as we all ready ourselves for this sacred process in the Tao with one another. So first, we have what we're currently studying, Tao Te Ching 17. Here's a partial excerpt from that chapter showing lines 3, 4, 5, and 6. What we're studying now, highlighting that they follow the previous two lines about the negative kind of governance. If the ruler's trust is insufficient, have no trust in them. Now let's take a look at Tao Te Ching 23. We actually have the exact same characters. Here, formatted as one line instead of two lines, translated as those who do not trust sufficiently, others have no trust in them. So a question to be asked here is that if the characters are the same, why are the characters translated in slightly different ways? It is because in 17, what we're studying now, it's about the negative kind of governance. So contextually, it's about that, the ancient ruler and the ancient kingdom. 17, these two lines revolve around the context of the ruler and the different kinds of ruling. 23 is not talking about ancient kingdoms or rulers or the people, the subjects of that kingdom. The context here in 23 revolves around the Tao and the generalized leadership among human beings. Now you can see why the same characters are translated in slightly different ways. It is to accommodate the difference in context. In fact, this is a very good indication that even when Lao Tzu is talking about the governance of the king, he's actually addressing a much larger issue, leadership, using timeless principles. The larger issue that applies to every situation where people are involved. Therefore, what you and I are meant to do is to apply that basic idea in our own lives. If the ruler's trust is insufficient, have no trust in them, we can now see this in the context of generalized leadership. And doing so takes us to the following table. This is about the overall issue of trust. It applies to any setting with group interactions among human beings. Here, I have two columns where trust is present, where trust is absent. The rows in the lead, I have basically the road showing what the people at the higher level in organizational position, what they do, how they are. whether they have or do not have trust. So that's what I mean by lead, a leadership role. Right below that, follow, that would be a following role, which in a company would be the employees that report to a manager. So overall, we can think about the different kinds of organizations that these principles will cover. A company, a firm, a business, a nonprofit, a church, sports team, and so on. Every setting has people in leading roles, like pastors at the church, parents in a family, the coach in a team, etc. So when trust is present, what it looks like is that the higher level of the organization brings together good people, forms a team, a department, a workforce. These people are given the tools that they need to do the job. Then those in the leading role get out of their way. Do not interfere. Let them do their thing. Let them fully express their potential. So we can understand this better by contrast in looking at what happens when there's no trust. The opposite situation is the supervisor or manager who's always watching, not trusting, just in case people neglect to do what they should, or they do things the wrong way. That goes back to the micromanager, the backseat driver, the control freak. So what about those who are under such a lead in the organizational hierarchy? When trust is present, team members or the people in the department, they reciprocate the trust. Everybody is more than glad to go the extra mile. They feel trusted and valued. Whereas under the untrusting ruler or modern day leader, no one is motivated to do any more than absolutely necessary just to get by. Whenever you see people who are not interested in going above and beyond, that is a sure sign of a lack of good leadership. So the result, when there's positive energy, when there's the positive kind of governance, everyone supports everyone else by in creating or producing outstanding, excellent work. And the opposite, where trust is absent, you can easily guess quality of work suffers. So does the level of service provided to the customers of a particular organization. People simply do not care. So the right side, the rightmost column, this is much more likely to characterize the two lower levels that we talked about, which would be the fearsome ruler, the tyrant, or the ineffective ruler, than the two higher levels, which would be the unknown ruler and the admired ruler. Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.